Despite only 6 of the 10 industries tracked by Statistics South Africa recording growth, the economy is showing signs of health, growing some 0.6% in the second quarter. Ntokozo Khumalo caught up with the Statistician General Risenga Maluleke.
Well, despite 4 industries of the economy recording declines in the second quarter of the year, we did record a 0.6% growth in GDP over the period. And for a little bit more details on those numbers, we are now joined by the Statistician General Risenga Maluleke. Thank you for talking to us. Now, we did see 6 industries recording growth, and all 3 sectors of the economy being in the positive. Talk us through the numbers for the second quarter.
Let us start off by saying that our economy as of the second quarter of 2023 grew by 0.6%. And of course, we will remember that we have revised again the first quarter, which sustained a 0.4% of a growth. So while our economy is resilient, we can see that it's not growing as high. And of course, policymakers and captains of industry would like to see more growth, but our job is to measure. But particularly, which of the industries in the 6 industries that actually grew in the positive contributed the most? It's manufacturing. Manufacturing contributed 0.3 of a percentage point, and it grew by 2.2%. Finance and real estate grew at 0.7%, contributing 0.2 of a percentage point. And of course, the others went on the negative.
And now those on the negative, electricity, water being one of those industries that did not perform well in the second quarter and having that impact on other sectors such as manufacturing. Could you talk us through what we're seeing, the numbers in that industry? What are still some of the long-standing issues for growth?
Let us start off by electricity, in that utilities, as in electricity, gas and water, it was largely, the decrease was largely due to, a slump in consumption of both electricity and water. But in terms of manufacturing, we have seen that the manufacturing sector, which contributed the most, grew largely from the petroleum sector, from chemical products, from rubber and plastic products. And of course, when you look at finance and real estate, it was largely due to financial intermediation, insurance, and of course, other areas that are in the finance sector.
Now, a lot of attention is not paid so much to the second quarter of the GDP data, but we are heading to other important quarters, being the third quarter and fourth quarter. So I suppose we will then be catching on then to see how the economy is performing. Thank you so much for talking to us once again. And that is the Statistician General with Statistics South Africa, Risenga Maluleke, just talking us through those second quarter GDP numbers for the economy. Of course, registering a 0.6% economic growth. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ntokozo Khumalo in Pretoria.
Kganki Matabane is the CEO of the Black Business Council. He joins us now to weigh in on the latest data. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Given the way interest rates are set up in the country and now the increase in fuel, is there room to celebrate this data?
Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon to the viewers, and thank you very much for having us. To be honest with you, 0.6% growth rate in a country like South Africa, where we've got 75% youth unemployment, is a drop in an ocean, or what is called, it won't move any dial, because we should be, in an ideal world, we should be growing at a 5 to 6% economic growth, for us at least, to make sure that we reduce the unemployment rate that we have. So the current growth actually indicates or tell us of a serious problem that we have. We don't seem, as a country, we don't seem to be having any coherent economic policy and economic plan that we can say we are busy implementing. It looks like everything is basically on autopilot from economic front point of view. we're just hoping every day as we wake up that things will work out. And then that's not how things work. We're supposed to have a proper economic plan and implement that economic plan on a daily basis. When you look at the supposed economic plan, which is the National Development Plan 2030, no one talks about it. I can't remember the last time I had any minister or president or any politician talking about the NDP 2030. And we're like 7 years from 2030 now. And it looks like we have abandoned it. So we should just say if we have abandoned it, it's fine, but let's come up with a workable economic plan that we can implement. We cannot live on hope as a country. We need to have our own plan.
Your submissions on a workable economic plan, what does the Black Business Council suggest?
Yes, just maybe let's take one thing from the National Development Plan 2030 that said, if we want to create jobs and if we want to grow the economy, we need to support small businesses, and then that's supposed to be the focus area. But when we look at what government does, it's basically doing the opposite, and we've been raising this matter with the government, and we'll continue to raise it. For example, government does not even pay small businesses on time, 30 days or 60 days. Some of the small businesses have closed down because they are not paid in a year. And that can be difficult to just check, these are the people that we owe, let's pay them, because that way you're also generating economic activity. But beside that, we also need to make sure that these small businesses are supported. They are supported through access to funding and also access to the market. And access to the market, we were talking about public procurement. We've been saying, let's make sure that we've got a proper plan that will utilize this massive public procurement to support small businesses, to support black business, to support women-owned businesses. But again, as I said, we don't seem to be having that plan. And that's the plan that we said, let's develop it if we don't want to implement NDP 2030 anymore, because on the ground, we're not implementing it. We're not focusing on small businesses. We're not supporting small businesses. We're actually killing small businesses.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time this afternoon. Kganki Matabane is the CEO of the Black Business Council.